You know, even though the year just got started not too long ago, it's been a pretty interesting year for Xbox and for Xbox fans. You know, we've had a lot of different things kind of come up, you know, a lot of rumors, a lot of speculation, and I'm sure that for a lot of this, where there's smoke, there's going to be fire. That's just the way these things go. But with that being said, I still think that Microsoft has, you know, an opportunity to set themselves apart. And one of those ways that they can set themselves apart is by the Game Pass situation. So that's something that honestly, you know, you see a lot of people talk about. They go, oh, well, you know, Game Pass is this or Game Pass is that. So we're going to be able to kind of do the whole Game Pass thing, you know, and I think that it is something that they should play up a little bit more. Now, do I know for a fact that, you know, Microsoft is going to continue to, you know, not have Game Pass or a version of Game Pass on PlayStation or Nintendo? You know, I don't know that, man. Maybe down the line they have something like EA Access where, you know, it's just the first party stuff that goes into the thing, and, you know, I'm sure Nintendo and Sony would get, you know, a cut from it. Maybe they figured out a way to make that viable, but until that point, I wanted to talk about this because it is good news, and, you know, that this does go to show some value in, you know, Xbox. But I want to get started. What's up? I'm Crap Gamer. This is Crap Gamer Reviews with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that. It certainly helps out the channel. It means a lot to me personally. And, you know, if you guys could just do that, it would be great. You know, I do daily gaming content, at least a video a day. And if you guys like to be entertained and informed, that's what I do here. And, you know, that's something that I'm looking forward to continuing on. So a simple like really helps out tremendously. So, you know, again, thank you guys. Now, you know, Game Pass is a really good service, and there's a lot of good games that are coming to it that just got announced, which actually one of the better lineups that they've done. Microsoft has officially revealed the second batch of Game Pass games for January. Includes 13 games, although some are already part of certain tiers. Prior to now, it had already been confirmed that Eternal Strands, Sniper Elite Resistance, which is a day one game, Citizen Sleeper 2 would be releasing day one for Game Pass later this month, while Gigantic, Rampage Edition, Starbound, Orcs Must Die, Death Trap, Shady Part of Me, Far Cry, New Dawn are arriving on Game Pass Ultimate for the first time. The rest of the list are joining standard tier, which all gets a little bit confusing. But I think some of the bigger ones, obviously the new Sniper Elite game is a pretty big thing. And, you know, Far Cry New Dawn, the newer Far Cry game, it got a bit of a mixed reception, but it'll be, you know, a good addition to the Xbox Game Pass, you know, obviously. So they announced the first round filling in some blanks between now and early February for its subscription service. The one title that kind of immediately sticks out is Far Cry New Dawn, and we actually think it's a solid addition to the library, according to this article, which I'll link, especially with its predecessor already available in the service. New Dawn follows directly from Far Cry 5, delivering a transformed, vibrant, post-apocalyptic Hope County, Montana, 17 years after a nuclear catastrophe. If you played the previous game, you know exactly what meant by this description. New Dawn is a rare sequel in Ubisoft's open-world first-person shooter series. If you played and enjoyed Far Cry 5, then trying this on Game Pass is a no-brainer. Another reason also is because it got a bit of a bad rap for its mixed bag and a mixed reception wasn't entirely deserved, according to this, as Ubisoft tried to sell this as a full-on sequel and charged almost full charge for the privilege to play it, even though the game shares a lot of the same DNA with Far Cry 5. So a lot of people are saying, hey, look at this as a big expansion for Far Cry 5, and you'll get a better perspective of things, and you'll likely enjoy the game more. The colorful open world delivers some of the best visuals that you'll find, so you'll be able to play Far Cry 5 and this. It looks like it's going to be added on February 4th. So, you know, again, they've got a pretty good lineup of games coming out. You know, I think that there's always something interesting to play. Trust me, I'm not one of the people that just thinks, oh, play, you know, Bobolo Jungle Force 3, you know, some 8-bit, you know, thing or whatever that reminds you of a game from like 1985. You know, I'm not really one of those type of people. like that. So, I'm not all about the small indie games, but when, they're putting some of the bigger stuff in there, maybe stuff that not everybody had a chance to try, not everybody could like remember or whatever. I think that that's cool. Why not go ahead and add that stuff? There's always some kind of random indies that are added, and I think most people don't even care about that stuff. But I think the whole idea behind what Game Pass is a way to play some of these bigger games maybe that people missed out on or whatever down the line. And I like the fact that they've got some pretty big games coming out. Sniper Elite Resistance, for instance, looks like it's going to be a pretty good shooter. And looking at the preview of it, it looks like they had Sniper Elite 5 came out in 2022. And they kind of previewed this one or whatever, and it looks like there is like some interesting stuff here to be said for the game. It's got some pretty cool animations and stuff. If you ever played any of the like Sniper Elite games, it really does kind of go all out with what they're trying to do, like the gore and stuff like that when you get like your sniper shots and things like that. So, again, I think that that's really cool that they're able to do that. And again, for them to be able to kind of offer up some of these cool things for people, I think is awesome to see. And I would love to see Microsoft continue to expand on Game Pass and be able to kind of go out there and showcase what everybody is really wanting to play. So again, if they can continue to do that, if they can continue to get people to buy into the Xbox, and I think that'll be cool, and that'll be something that I feel is worthwhile in the long run for the platform. It's like, for me, I do think that Xbox has a lot of cool things going for it. I don't think that and I beat this every time when I talk about this stuff. I don't think putting your exclusive games on PlayStation and Switch or Switch 2 is a smart thing to do, like, at all. But I still think that you've got time to maybe do a situation where you can allow stuff like Call of Duty and Diablo and that kind of stuff to fund exclusives for your platform to make you have a viable platform. And that's something that I feel like they could definitely do, and they could definitely kind of get people to be excited about the platform and the hardware itself, because a lot of people just kind of cast aside Xbox as the next Dreamcast or whatever the case may be, and I feel like that is not a great look for anybody's sake. It's really not. It's just a bad situation all the way across the board, and I honestly hate to see that happen. I want to see Xbox be revered, and I want to see Xbox be competitive, and I don't want to see Sony get away with the stuff that they're doing. Like right now, Sony, right? So you see me complaining a little bit about Xbox, and you go, oh, well, he must be a PlayStation fanboy then. Man, Sony first party couldn't get out of their way if they tried. They couldn't get out of their own way, right? Just honest to God, they can't do anything right. And it's going to be sometime into the next generation before their first party does anything. So Microsoft could have strike right now that, would have been the best time to kind of go out there and do that. Hey, we've got these great exclusives, we've got this, that, and the other thing. So, I think that, that's something that realistically, people have to kind of look at themselves, and that's something that, I think that we'll see probably more of in the future, where fans are going to have to decide what they want to do. But I think Sony is really kind of screwed right now, right? Because what can you do? You put you've canceled 10, 11 games or whatever it is. You went after this crazy games as a service approach. You swore up and down that, it wasn't going to affect your single player stuff, but you have no single player stuff ready. It's like, I don't really know what to say. They really kind of dropped the ball on that. So, hopefully we continue to see, some kind of evolution of what's going on there. But, Microsoft, in my opinion, is dropping the ball by not having an attack plan and going after, what Sony's trying to do. Sony has nothing. Microsoft has a ton of stuff. See what I'm saying? Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Sound off, rate, comment, subscribe. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, crap gamer 'em up. Crap gamer out.